Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep in the mountains, there lived a young man named Hiroshi. His restless mind was constantly filled with worries and racing thoughts, leaving him unable to find peace within himself. Seeking serenity, Hiroshi heard of a wise monk who lived in a temple atop a nearby mountain, renowned for his profound wisdom. Determined to learn the secret to calming his mind, Hiroshi embarked on the challenging journey to find the monk. The journey to the temple was treacherous, with steep, winding paths that seemed endless. Hiroshi's determination pushed him forward despite the challenges. After days of climbing, he finally reached the temple. There, the serene presence of the old monk greeted him. "I have come seeking guidance," Hiroshi said, bowing respectfully. "I wish to empty my mind and find peace within myself. Can you teach me?" The monk smiled and invited Hiroshi to sit beside him. The monk's first lesson was mindfulness. He instructed Hiroshi to sit quietly by a flowing stream and observe the water without judgment or analysis. At first, Hiroshi struggled to keep his mind from wandering, but with practice, he began to notice the intricate patterns of the water, the way it flowed effortlessly over rocks and around obstacles. He realized that his thoughts were like the stream, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. Hiroshi learned to observe his thoughts without getting caught up in them, allowing them to pass like leaves floating on water. The next lesson was letting go. The monk took Hiroshi to a beautiful garden with a magnificent cherry blossom tree. Its branches swayed gently in the breeze, releasing delicate petals into the wind. "Observe the tree," the monk instructed. "It stands tall, yet it bends with the wind. Learn from it." Watching the petals fall, Hiroshi realized that holding on to thoughts and attachments only caused suffering. As the blossoms fell, Hiroshi felt a weight lift, learning the power of release. One day, as Hiroshi sat in meditation, a powerful storm swept through the mountains. Fear and anxiety filled his mind as thunder roared and rain poured. Rushing to the monk for guidance, the monk smiled calmly and invited Hiroshi to meditate with him. "Embrace the storm within you, just as nature embraces the storms that pass through," the monk said. "Observe your thoughts and emotions without resistance or judgment. Let them arise and subside, like the passing storm." Days turned into weeks, and Hiroshi continued to practice the teachings. His mind grew more spacious, the chatter of worries faded. He learned that the key to emptying the mind wasn't to suppress thoughts, but to acknowledge and accept them fully. One day, the monk approached Hiroshi and said, "The true essence of emptiness lies not in the absence of thoughts, but in the awareness that is beyond them." Hiroshi smiled, filled with gratitude, understanding that peace lies beneath the turbulence. As Hiroshi descended from the mountain and returned to his village, he carried the wisdom he had gained. He shared the teachings of mindfulness, letting go and embracing inner storms, becoming a source of inspiration for others. Over time, people sought his guidance from distant lands. In the twilight of his life, sitting beneath the same cherry blossom tree, Hiroshi reflected on his journey and smiled, knowing that the path to inner peace is a continuous dance of surrender, acceptance, and stillness.